Some people ask how do planets orbit? Well, this is how. Magnets surrounded by other magnets to cause a Lagrange point. Think how it orbits and it spins with the sun that it's attached to. It will roll around like this and spin as you spin this. Lagrange point. It pairs up with two balls every time, just like a planet and moon, because the Lagrange point has 2 points of circuit, 1 and 2, and it needs to be, that's ejected, and it needs to be 2 to finish the circuit. Boom, boom. Yeah. Working model.
In 1953, W.O. Schumann of the University of Berlin discovered this Earth's electromagnetic vibrational frequency. But what is it that's vibrating exactly? Well, it's actually radio waves. The main source of the Schumann resonance is actually radio waves generated by lightning strikes. Now, there's approximately...
She knows what generates the Schumann frequency.
Some people say that the Schumann resonance is too small, it's too in the background compared to other electromagnetic radiation that we live within, to have a bearing on our brainwaves. However, we have evolved within this resonance cavity between the Earth's surface, land and sea, and the ionosphere, and our brainwaves are entrained to it. So I definitely say that there is some correlation there, and scientific papers can be found that comment on the validity of this. Lincoln University, New Zealand. It says, the stable synchronizing of the brain's electromagnetic systems has led to thinking, emotion, memory, and intelligence. In order to carry out these functions, the brain has developed electromagnetic transmitters and receivers in the neurons. The receivers including a phase-locked loop system. The phase-locked loop system is used in FM radio receivers. In the human brains, it provides an FM radio receiver that non-linearly, resonantly interacts with the Schumann resonance signal. There is strong and robust evidence of the human brain detects and responds to the Schumann resonance signal. The absorption occurs by the classical physics process of resonance matching a frequency. So the human brain, its brainwaves, are matching the frequency of the Schumann resonance. Now, not many people know this, but when astronauts go into outer space, they start to become unhealthy. They can't, in fact, survive for too long without being within the Earth's ionosphere below it. So they introduced the Schumann simulator into space shuttles, which mimics the electromagnetic waves of the Schumann resonance, and it helps to keep the astronauts healthy while they're in space.
All right. We have covered this several times, several different ways, and it still seems confusing to some people that just can't fucking understand that without this at 7.83 hertz, your sleep schedule, your emotions get all fucked up. And after that, then you start to get sick, and then you start to go crazy, and then you die. Period. The frequency is determined by lightning strikes that bounce at the speed of light inside this cavity. When this cavity shrinks, the fucking Schumann spikes. Period. That is it. That is the physics of how it works. There is no guesswork. There is no fucking. We'll get to that.
Still all people. He took young students down there because he knew, Weaver knew that there would be an effect. So obviously underground, you don't have Schumann resonance. You only have the transverse magnetic.
Underground, you don't have Schumann resonance. This is the Schumann Institute here. There have been several thousand studies done on the Schumann resonance, and they all equal the same results.
From the earth. So by putting them underground, they started feeling sick, having headaches. Their circadian rhythm was completely upset.
Ears ringing, headaches, dizziness, feeling sick, upset, getting agitated for no fucking reason, eating your neighbor's face maybe, fucking driving into fucking crowds of people, screaming at the top of your lungs, maybe starting a brawl at Disney World. Like I've been commenting and telling people, this shit's fixing to happen. And we've been watching our Schumann spike because our ionosphere is being crushed from the outside in, from the front and the back, which is definitely fucking evident by itself. I don't have to point it out, do I? Go to your north horizon tonight after dark and check it out. You'll be able to see the planet our size within lunar orbit. It's between us and the moon, and you can see it on the north horizon every night. It's big and dark. Give you a clue. Now, a lot of you already know I just got a 10,000 sub channel fucking killed on here for producing truth about the current situations. I've got a couple of thousand people on here that have gone out and looked at the fucking darkness and they comment about it every day. Oh my God, it's huge. So if you think I'm fucking telling you to go look at night because there ain't nothing there and I want to sound like a narcissist, that's fine. If you want to go look, you'll know what's going on because you can see it.
Science. All life comes from life. This is a fundamental principle of science, and one which has never been violated in any experiment. Life can only exist when life has existed before, and the mechanism for this has always been understood to be a material one, such as egg and sperm, or spore and cell division. But Luc Montagnier's experiments have offered a very different hypothesis. The professor showed that DNA sequences, the very building blocks of life, communicate with each other in water by emitting low-frequency electromagnetic waves. Even when the DNA was kept in separate test tubes, the professor still recorded electromagnetic communication between them. How sophisticated could this communication be? Well, Le Montagnier showed they were able to organize nucleotides, the ingredients which actually make up DNA, into brand new DNA. Scientists combined these ingredients countless times before, but in no experiment have they ever been able to recreate the spark of life and transform nucleotide into actual DNA, not without DNA already being present. Life, after all, can only exist where life has existed before. But in Le Montagnier's experiments, the DNA has been completely filtered from the water. Yet new DNA was still formed.
I've said since the day I translated the first hieroglyph, this is Earth's frequency. This stands for Earth 7.83 hertz. That's what this is. It is the fucking key of life, according to the Egyptians. It's not guesswork. That's physics. This is a sun known as Ra This is a planet known as Thoth. This represents Earth, who they chiseled out of this. Here is the Schumann frequency being poured over her in the moment of Earth's first sentient thought, engraved on stones that wouldn't roll fast enough, showing us the picture of actual creation of our planet and who these people are. This is not a god. This is not a god. And that is representation of Isis. As you can see, the female figure, they tried to chisel her out. And it just accentuated her even more. I've been saying that for 3 years. Like I said, since the first time I saw it, I was like, oh my God, that makes perfect sense. Knowing what I know about the Schumann frequency because I did my research, unlike this guy here feeding you antifreeze.
Speaking, today we're talking about evolution, adaptation, and the Schumann resonances and the magnetic field, which of course the Schumann resonances are directly linked to the incoming and outgoing energy in the magnetic field.
And we just heard from experts that it is exactly not the way it happens. It is because of lightning within our atmosphere, and it bounces off of our atmospheric levels to the surface. And this atmospheric level was overtaken by what they were referring to as the polar vortex since 2010, a clockwise rotation on the North Hemisphere, which has overtaken the entire Northern Hemisphere, should be impossible due to the Coriolis, etc. The basis of his fucking research is YouTube. Scientific Lee wants to go to Suspicious Observer and the Lightning Bolt projects, which have both been extremely debunked and proven complete fucking misinformation channels. So we'll go with real science and understand that your Schumann, obviously, has been compressed down to a third level of your atmosphere. And your atmosphere is being compressed right onto the surface of the planet. As you can see, the swirls are showing up on the surface of the planet because we're being pressurized by the compression of huge magnets around us, one of those of which you can see at night. Now, NASA says our Earth tilted, therefore the sky is doing new things. Tomorrow morning, about 2 o'clock, go out and look at Orion laying on the fucking horizon. The winter hunter has been up in the fucking sky this summer, all summer. You can see it with your own motherfucking eyes. And he's laying on his back when he rises. And then he'll be laying on his face when he sets. That is not anything like the fucking winter hunter has ever done until 2010. I don't care if Scientific Lee fucking signs it in blood and fucking swears to you because he serves the fucking elite. He'll tell you 180 degrees of what your eyes can see. He lays on his back and tries to make the moon stop flowing like it is. It's rolling 180 degrees because our axis shifted. Popular Mechanics did a fucking article on it, and the guy can't get it through his head. The entire sky is doing something different because our axis shifted and we roll like this instead of like this. It's that goddamn simple. You lay a fucking ball by a flashlight and start spinning circles. It doesn't spin until you bend over and touch your shoes. Then the whole fucking sky, including the winter hunter, Orion, and the moon start doing cartwheels. 7,000 people watch this man for 2 years after he got compromised by Derek Bros and crew and Five Eyes, who still cheer here every day for the lies. If you want to know the lie, go check out Lee. He will fucking tell you.